G'day everyone! Today we are tackling the ultimate benchmark. We're looking at the hard data to answer one question. When does the average Australian actually hit the 100k, 500k and $1 million milestones? As of 2026, the wealth landscape has shifted significantly. We've seen 3 interest rate cuts in the last year alone, which has reignited the property market and sent superannuation balances to record highs. But there is a pessimism paradox happening. While total household wealth has hit over $18 trillion, many Aussies feel further behind than ever. Before we look at the ages, we need to define net worth. We aren't just talking about your flex or the cash in your savings account. This is the sum of everything you own: house equity, super, shares, and assets, minus every cent of debt. The first $100,000, the velocity phase. The first 100k is the psychological hump. It's where you move from surviving to building. The data. In 2026, the median Australian hits a $100,000 net worth between ages 27 and 29. The Gen Z factor, for those in the top 25%, this is happening as early as 24. The reality check, however, for many, HECS help debts and the cost of rent in Sydney and Melbourne mean the liquid part of this 100k is small. The breakdown. Where is this 100k coming from? Superannuation. For a 28-year-old, the average balance is now roughly $25,000 to $27,000. The First Home Super Saver Scheme, this has become the primary vehicle for the under-30s to bridge the gap. Lifestyle assets. In Australia, your car is often your second largest asset at this age. The struggle at this stage is inflation. To hit 100k today, you actually need the discipline that would have netted you 70k just 5 years ago. This is the grind phase, where your labour does 99% of the work and your investments do 1%. The $500,000 milestone, the equity explosion. This is the most critical milestone because it usually signals that you have moved from renter to owner. The data. The median Australian crosses the $500,000 mark in their early 40s, ages 40 to 44. According to the latest 2026 ABS data, the average net worth for the 35 to 44 bracket has jumped to approximately $550,000. The gap. There is a massive divide here between homeowners and perpetual renters. For homeowners, 500k is often just math, home value minus mortgage. For renters, hitting 500k requires an incredibly high savings rate or an aggressive share portfolio. The wealth engine. By age 40, the average Australian male has $140,000 in super and the average female has $109,000. The rest of that 500k is almost entirely home equity. In 2026, property prices have stabilised after the 2025 growth spurt, meaning your wealth at this age is largely locked in the walls of your home. The $1 million milestone, the peak and the pivot. Hitting $1 million is the point where, for the first time, your money might be earning more than you are. The data. The median Australian household officially becomes millionaires on paper in their late 50s, specifically around age 58. Gen X dominance. In 2026, Gen X has officially overtaken baby boomers as the generation with the most wealth held in dwellings and land. The peak. Net worth typically peaks between ages 65 and 74, where the average household sits at $1.79 million. Why 58? It's the magic intersection. It's the age where 2 things happen. The mortgage is dying, most of your monthly income starts staying in your pocket rather than going to the bank, and super compounding. With the super guarantee now at 12%, balances for those in their late 50s are exploding. The average 60-year-old now has nearly $400,000 in super alone. Why some people fail? If these are the averages, why do so many miss the mark? The lifestyle creep trap. As Aussies move into their 40s and hit that 500k mark, many upgrade their lifestyle: bigger cars, private schools, luxury holidays, which prevents them from ever hitting the 1 million mark. The divorce penalty, statistically, a midlife separation can set your net worth timeline back by 10 to 15 years. The cash drag. Too many Australians keep their emergency fund too large, missing out on the 9% returns we've seen in balanced super funds for the last 3 years. Actionable strategy for 2026. How do you beat the median? Maximize the 12%. Ensure your super is in a high growth or index option if you are under 45. The difference over 20 years is hundreds of thousands of dollars. The offset strategy. In a 2026 environment with fluctuating rates, your offset account is a guaranteed tax-free return on your money. The bridge investment. Don't wait for property to start investing. Use ETFs to build a liquid net worth so you aren't house poor when you hit 50. The numbers don't lie. 100K is a test of character, 500K is a test of patience, and 1 million is a test of time. You don't need to be a genius to hit these marks in Australia. You just need to stay in the game. Check your balance, look at your equity, and remember, the best time to start was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today. Thanks for watching.